The American soldier who never forgot a promise. Jack was a former U.S. Army soldier from Texas. Brave, loyal, always willing to risk his life for his country. But one war changed everything forever. It was 2003. In Iraq, gunfire echoed through the streets. Smoke filled the air. Men were screaming, and death felt only seconds away. Suddenly, Jack's unit was ambushed. Bullets flew from every direction. Within moments, Jack was badly wounded. He collapsed behind a damaged wall, bleeding heavily. For the first time in his life, he truly believed he was going to die. But then something unbelievable happened. One of his fellow soldiers, Mike, ran back into the gunfire. Even while everyone else was retreating, Mike refused to leave Jack behind. Ignoring the bullets flying past him, he grabbed Jack, threw him over his shoulder, and carried him to safety. That night, lying in a military hospital bed, Jack looked at Mike and said, "If I make it out of this alive, I'll never forget what you did for me." Mike laughed quietly and replied, "Brother, just stay alive." A few months later, the war ended. Both men returned home to America. But life after war wasn't easy. Mike struggled badly. He lost his job, then his home, and little by little, he ended up living on the streets. Meanwhile, Jack's life took a completely different turn. He started a small business in Texas. Over the years, it grew into a multi-million-dollar company. But despite all his success, Jack never forgot the promise he made in that hospital room. One day, nearly 20 years later, he decided to find Mike. The search took months, but eventually Jack found him sitting alone on a sidewalk in California. Mike looked exhausted, long beard, old backpack, worn-out clothes. At first, he didn't even recognize Jack. But then Jack smiled and said, "You told me to stay alive, remember?" Mike's eyes instantly filled with tears. That same day, Jack brought him home. He bought him new clothes, helped him get back on his feet, bought him a place to live, and even gave him a job at his company. But the biggest surprise came a few weeks later. During a company meeting, Jack walked onto the stage and pointed toward Mike sitting in the crowd. Then he said, "The reason I'm standing here today is because this man once carried me out of a war zone." The entire room went silent. As Jack told the full story, employees began standing up one by one, applauding Mike. Some people were crying. Mike couldn't stop shaking, because after 20 long years, someone had finally remembered his sacrifice. And Jack smiled quietly. Because real heroes aren't just the people who win wars. Sometimes, they're the ones who never forget a promise.